Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all good today. Now, Arsenal have just drawn 1-1 with Chelsea, and yeah, I'm going to come on here today to chat about the game. And yeah, hopefully, some of you guys will join me as well to chat about it too. Big up a Chelsea fan, Daniel. Draw is a fair result. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Arsenal were. I don't think we were like incredible today, if I'm being honest. I think I did see improvements in certain players, definitely. But I think today you have to just take your chance and get that win, and we weren't able to do that. We didn't have a lot of chances though, to be honest with you. We had like a few chances that we should have taken, and yeah, it's just we just feel like we're so far away from Liverpool right now. 11 points behind them, I'm pretty sure right now. And yeah, I just feel a bit like, what's next? Like, where do we go from here? Like, I don't even remember the last time that we won. It's been like a while. Um, so yeah, it doesn't feel great at all. We got a draw, and you could say we could have lost because Chelsea did have some chances themselves. I think on both sides. I think we definitely had chances that we could have taken, both Chelsea, both Arsenal as well. Um, Obviously, it does feel quite disappointing that we've not really been able to, get a win. We needed a win today, to be honest with you guys. A win would have put us in third place, and we would have felt a lot more closer to Liverpool. 10 points is, a lot really. And yeah, I just worry about our future really. It- People question Arteta, and I think this season could be make or break for him, to be honest with you, because I don't think it's not really looking like that we're going to win the league, is it? So I think if we're not able to win the league, then we have to have some silverware, and we need to make sure we do win something this season because it's been a lot of seasons that have gone past, and it's just really crazy to me how it's all going because we literally have been getting so close to the title, and now I'm thinking, are we even going to get top four? There's been a massive drop off this season, and the season has just started, and it feels like it's all going wrong. And yeah, I feel quite concerned, to be honest with you. I will say though, on the positives, I'll start off with that because I know there's a lot more negatives to like say. Martinelli obviously got a goal today. So happy for Martinelli because for me, he had a few chances actually in the first half. He had a really big opportunity, and I felt like that goal for him was so important for his confidence. But I think for us, it came at the right time, to get that goal. So yeah, really, really pleased for him, and what a goal it was. Obviously at the time, it did feel like it was the goal that would win us the game. And obviously, it hasn't won us the game at all. There was a big chance at the end as well. I do remember. It just it hurts, honestly. I don't honestly know how where we go from here. Martinelli, hopefully he will continue to grow in confidence, and we'll continue to see more goals from him this season because we have seen in recent seasons for him to score a lot of goals. Obviously, at the moment, he's had a bit of a slow start to the season, but I do really hope these goals continue to come in because it's really great to see him have that confidence really and score that goal. He was really trying to make things happen today as well. So I'm really hoping for his sake that things do go better for him. But obviously it's very, very tough right now. We're not able to be clinical. We do really massively need a striker though, guys. Like, I think if we'd maybe brought a striker and we would have maybe finished our chances. I know the one at the end it was hard for Havertz to take that because Trossard was in the way, but I just feel quite frustrated with how things are going, and um obviously we've got Nottingham Forest coming up, and we've got a lot of tough games, and I just worry about us falling behind further and further. Like, that is my biggest concern right now, how far we're gonna fall. Because other teams will catch up on us. I mean, Liverpool are way ahead of the race at the moment. But for us, it's really gonna be a long season. Like, honestly, I do feel quite concerned about how it's going to go for us, but let's just hope and pray, guys, that it does obviously get better. Things do improve for us. I really hope it can get better, but like I said, it's going to be a long season. Big up, Paul. I hope you're good. The draw was a fair result, yeah. I think the first half was very interesting because when it kicked off, I thought Chelsea seemed quite strong, and they had a lot of opportunities, and defensively, I don't think we were bad today, if I'm being honest. I felt this is probably one of our strongest performances defensively. Um, But then I think we grew into the game a bit, but our only issue was we were putting crosses in the box, but no one was there. We're not. It felt a bit disjointed, our attack at times. I mean, Saka had a quiet game. Martinelli for me was probably one of our best attacker. I know Havertz's goal was offside, and that was a really good goal for him, but it was all just a bit of a chaotic game with a lot of yellow cards going on. As always, it's always a big game, the London Derby, to be honest with you. But I think if you asked a Chelsea fan, I think they would say a draw was, it was a very even game, to be honest with you. But I think either team could have nicked it really. I think for us, we needed them 3 points a bit more just because of the title race, but I think you should always believe until it's mathematically not possible. But I think for me at this moment in time, I don't really think it's likely we will win the league. But I think we've just got to continue, winning these games. And yeah, hopefully things do improve very, very soon, guys. I know there's an international break coming up, I think, at the moment. So I think as fans, we really need this break. I hope to see a few players actually not really go and have a rest like Partey, Saka, Odegaard. I don't expect Odegaard to go, and I'm going to speak about Odegaard in a minute because he was absolutely amazing. I just want to read through some of your questions first. Be up, Josh. I think it was a poor game overall, to be honest. First half we were poor and second half wasn't much better. Marcelo was better today, but he's struggling. We need Isaac in January, but all today's game was poor. Yeah, I mean, I think Martinelli was the one you could say was really giving us all. I know he missed a few chances, and now it would have been nice if he took two of them. But when he scored that goal, I just felt relieved for him because I know he was really trying to score, and he got it in the back of the net. So happy for him, and I hope he can push on now to obviously get more goals. But it's obviously a bit of a worrying time now, isn't it? See what happens next with us. A bit worrying, really, guys. Yeah, Martinelli was good. We both only had 3 shots on target out of 17. Arsenal 3 out of 13. Yeah, I think both teams only had a few kind of real good opportunities. I mean, I think both sides had a few chances, but I think for me, it was I think either team, like I said before, could have just took it and grabbed a win. I thought Chelsea were going to win that, to be honest with you, at moments. But I also think, we could have won that. It does for me feel a bit like we've dropped 2 points, to be honest with you, in this title race. I know we really have got a draw and we're away from home. I just think because of how bad things are at the moment, because of our draws, our losses, doesn't feel too good to get a draw away. Um, I will be honest, some performances recently have been okay. I was quite happy with the one against Liverpool. Inter Milan's an interesting one because when you go away from home in the Champions League game, it's always going to be a difficult game. It's always going to be different to what you might think, and I think that was a bit dull, a bit boring, but I think it wasn't our worst performance. So I think as long as we don't put in a performance like the one at Newcastle, then I hope things get better. But we do have to see some better performances. Really, we've got to see a bit more energy. We seem a bit flat at the moment, and obviously Odegaard is back, and I'm so happy he's back. I've really missed him, honestly. Um, it's honestly like so amazing to see Odegaard back. We've missed him so much, and you can really see that today how much he's needed on the pitch. And I think now he's back, I can only see things getting better for us, and I really hope that will be the case. So yeah, Odegaard's definitely been missed, and I was sort of surprised he came straight back in, if I'm being honest, because I think for me, he's had a big injury. He's been out for about 2 months, and obviously Rice as well. Rice is obviously, I don't know if he's broke or bruised his term for him to come straight back in. He didn't really seem ready. He seemed a bit off the pace. He didn't really seem up to it. And obviously we saw Marino as well have a chance to come in after half time. And yeah, I just think we're just really, it's showing us the lack of depth really we're having with the squads, and that's something we're struggling with. So yeah, obviously happy Odegaard came back. I think Rice, it'd be really good for him to get a rest now. I mean, though it's the international break, I don't really know what's going to happen there. Are we going to really see Rice go? Well, I'll be interested to see which players will be getting a rest, but yeah, a difficult one really for Rice as well because he's obviously not been feeling too great. People who don't swear must have been find it very difficult, Trossard. Yeah, I'm just I don't know what to say at this point. I mean, that chance at the end, it was just pains me to watch it back again. It's a very tough one because we could have really Havertz could have scored there, but I get he was trying to help. It's a tough one, isn't it? Really, haven't won a league. Yeah, for a month. That's a while. I don't know what to say at this point. Like, I just want to see. I want to win a game of football. And we've got Nottingham Forest on 23rd, so it's really tough. We're going through a really tough patch at the moment. I think our last win was actually in the Premier League against Southampton. Obviously we lost to Bournemouth and then we drew to Liverpool. Yeah, that was a very long time ago. Yeah, do you know what? It's really interesting because you never would have expected sort of us to lose as many games since then. And then we have won the games, during that time in the Champions League as well. But it's a shame, really, because you know how much Arteta and the team really. Yeah, Southampton. That was, I think that was the 5th of October. That really feels a long time ago. So yeah, very long time to be honest. I also think we need a stronger bench. I think we need to clear out because in theory, on the bench we only have Jesus, Trossard, and Marino. Yeah, and the thing is with Jesus is like I would really love it to work out for him this season, but honestly, I don't. I think the only time that he's really scored has been in the cup games, and obviously really great to see him score there, but he's not really offering us much in the league or in the Champions League, and I'm a bit surprised how poor he's been really. So I think we need to make changes there definitely. We need to be ruthless now because at the end of the day, where we are right now, we should be a lot higher in the league. I mean, do you know what? I'll be honest with you, like, it's okay to lose games in football, it's okay to drop points, but it's a fact we're on a run and we've not won since like the 5th of October in the league. And I just feel like we need to be ruthless now. If these players aren't going to give us what we need, then we need to think about their future. And like you said, it's more like the bench players as well. I think that's a good point to make because I think, you look at our bench, Trossard coming on, he can add things to the team. And at the moment he's struggling a bit, but he's someone that would offer you more. But other than that, we don't really have a lot. I mean, Marino is an interesting one. I'm hoping in time that he'll definitely improve. But obviously, at the moment, he had a good game. He came on say he had a few good opportunities to score. But obviously, yeah, the bench is our weakness, definitely. I think that's something we've definitely got to improve on. Thomas in, I want this manager to go. Enough, get rid, and the title race is done. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm gonna see how things end when the season's done, and then I can really give you my opinion because right now, like, I just want Arsenal to succeed. Like, I'm not really bothered about these Arteta in, Arteta out talks. I just want Arsenal to do well, want us to win silverware. And if we do that, that means Arteta succeeding. So I'm just really hoping that things do get better from here. Because it's been a very long time since we've won silverware, and it's just a bit frustrating that we've not really done it yet. I mean, I think we're good enough to win an FA Cup, a League Cup, and all of that. So yeah, we've got. I mean, the Champions League is an interesting one. Do you guys think we could win it? I mean, I would never say we can't do it. I'm not, but I also don't think it's likely that we could do it. I just don't think we're there yet. But I also think we should try and give it a go and see how far we can go in that competition. But obviously, for me, I'm not really sure we could do that really. Um, Big up Mudges, Mahadi. Draw was a fair result, but this game really showed that we need a striker, which is why we haven't addressed in the Summit League. Is done. Yeah, big up yourself. Always good seeing here. It's a very tough one, isn't it? Really, because like I know a lot of you are tired, and me tired of saying this as well, but we really should have brought a striker in when Aubameyang left. I mean, we've not really had anyone like him since he's gone. I mean, I know Sanchez was amazing, then we got Aubameyang, but it's what, it's something that would really change how we play. Like I think we could have won that game today, 2 or 3, 1 if we'd got a striker because we didn't have a lot of chances, but I would say we had 2 chances that we could have taken, and that would have really helped us in our play to win. So yeah, it's just disappointing that we've not really addressed that straight away. Obviously Marino's so far, I think he's been quite good. I know in time we'll definitely see what a signing he'll be like, but I just think for me, like, I don't know why we've not ever addressed a striker. Like, it's so obvious. It's like we're not football experts, but we can obviously see we need a striker. Like, it's just so frustrating to keep saying this. I don't know what we'll do in January though, guys. I'm not confident we're going to bring in anyone, but I just hope we can do it, guys. Come on. City dropping points again, but again, we can't capitalise. And that's an important thing because, do you know what? These last few weeks, I've honestly felt like the league doesn't look likely that we're going to win it. But I also thought yesterday, do you know what? Man City have dropped points. We've had a bad few weeks. Let's put it behind us now. And we can't even win and capitalise on that. Like you said, we can't even capitalise on Man City's mistakes. And it just feels a bit of a tough time, but obviously I do feel more positive actually about some performances today. Like, we speak about Martinelli, how getting that goal for him will be great for his confidence, and also obviously Odegaard's back, which is so important, and I feel like having him back will really, really help us. And big up Geordie, well done on the win today, a big win for you guys. Very unlikely as we pull away from home. Yeah, I don't think we can really win the Champions League right now. I think we could maybe get to a semi-final, but I don't think we could get further than that if I am being honest. I don't think we're there yet really. We definitely need a striker, but don't take Isaac. Yeah, Isaac's very good. I'd do anything to have him really. As I don't wish to be rude to Sophie, I think we have more chance of getting than winning Champions League. To be honest with you, like, I don't think we're there yet, to be honest with you. I think if we're going to win anything this season, I think it's probably the League Cup. I think we've got a great opportunity to win the League Cup actually because we do have Crystal Palace, I think, in the quarters. And the FA Cup, I think, is an amazing competition to win. I know it's not the league, it's not the Champions League, and we all have our frustrations, but it's a tough one, guys. It really, really is. I want us to obviously get us some silverware. Relax Gokares or Sasko if we need one. I like Gokares. I mean, I've been watching Oshiman as well. He's very good as well, but I don't really know if we would sign anyone right now. I don't think we're going to sign anyone big in January. I think we should, but like, I honestly don't. I just worry about us falling further and further down the league table because the season hasn't been on for that long, and we're already speaking about the fact the title's over. So yes, it's it feels very like negative right now. I'm trying to stay positive though. 2 points dropped tonight at Stamford Bridge. Do we even have a style of play when it comes to midfields and the attack? I mean, do you know the midfield is Odegaard's obviously. I thought Odegaard did really well today. I thought Partey was okay. I thought he had good moments. I felt like he really tried. I don't think Declan Rice is probably up for it as much just because he's injured and he's probably playing for an injury and that's quite tough for him right now. Our attack is just, I don't feel like it's connecting as much. Saka was very quiet today. Martinelli, I've obviously got a lot of good things to say about him today because I thought he did really well. I thought he was working really hard today. But in our attack, not good enough really, is it? Big up Victor. Lovely to see you in here. Hope you're good. Let me just bring up your comments. Hope you're okay. Also, we're still suffering from the Wenger hangover. I mean, it's been a very long time since Wenger left, so I feel like we should be starting to win things now, really. Yeah, it's been a very long process, and we need to. This season, we have to win something. Like, we really have to. Like, if we don't, then that's just not good enough for me. Like, we're trying to be patient as fans, and there has been improvements. You can't deny that. We've been amazing the last few seasons, but the way things are going, the way I know the Premier League is getting better and teams are improving, but we have to improve as well. And right now, if the season ends and we finish third or fourth and we still win something, I'm going to still be disappointed with that because at the end of the day, we need to be winning things. Like, we need to be continually challenging for the league and not having any dips out. So, honestly, I'm just so deflated and I'm just worried about how things are going to be in the future. But it's just a song. If we're showing improvements, then that's all we can do. But Yeah, it's a tough one, guys. Pick up Josh. I think Arteta wants silverware. That's why he keeps trying in the League Cup. But that's yeah. Is that enough to keep him? Probably, if I'm being honest. I think it would keep him if we did win that. Um, do you know? Do you know what the thing is? Like, I'd be happy if we win a League Cup and an FA Cup, but I think with the league we're getting so close, and it's like last season was probably the closest we've really gotten to it under Arteta, and we're like in touch and distance of the trophy, and it's so frustrating because this season I honestly thought, you know what, we didn't have the best transfer window in the summer, but let's put that behind us now, and let's just honestly win the games we couldn't win last season, like Fulham, West Ham. And we started off the season, I thought our draw against Man City. Obviously, I felt like we should have won that, and it was a shame we didn't. But I felt we looked like we're a better team this season. And then things have just really changed, not for the better. I know we've had injuries, and that will affect how you play. But I just felt there's been a big dip in our form, in how we play, and yeah, it just doesn't look quite positive right now, does it? And I think we've just got to get a win very soon. Today was a must win. Now we're playing just to remain in the top four. It's so interesting because we always say these games are a must win and we never end up winning them. um, we are now 9 points off Liverpool and 6 off City. Like, that's what I mean about someone said before. If we'd won today, then that would have put us in a much better position. Like, I'm not saying now we can't win the league because I think it's mathematically possible. So we should still always have a bit of hope. But I think for me, it puts us in, an even worse position now for the league. All the tickets be easier to get now. You never know, honestly. Probably now we're not doing good. It will get cheaper, honestly. It's just a tough one, isn't it, guys? We need to get that win. We need to get back to winning ways really soon, and I really hope things get better. Clement says, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you so much, Clement. And yes, guys, please do like this video if you are watching right now, and do subscribe here if you are new. So if you meet on the same wavelength when it comes to winning major trophies, third and fourth in the league this season, yeah, like even if we won something like an FA Cup and we came fourth, for me that's still not good enough, and that shows in the league we haven't improved, and that's what would really bother me. Like, I know you look back on managers' careers and you will always think about what they've won, and with Arteta we need to build that up in his time at Arsenal. We have certainly regressed this season after a poor transfer window. I do think that transfer window could cost Arteta maybe his job at the end of the season, or maybe our season, because if we're being honest, like Sterling hasn't done too much right now. We need to see more of him, but I know he hasn't played a lot as well. Marino, I think Marino needs more time. Like, I can't judge him right now. He's had some great moments, but I need to see more of him to make a judgment. Obviously Calafiori, he's amazing. I really do think he's been an amazing signing. It's been a breath of fresh air to watch, honestly. But obviously, it's not. The signings have been good. Like, I think Calafiori was a priority. I think after that we should have brought in a striker, and then I think we needed someone on the wing a bit. I mean, Sterling's not really. Arteta's not really like playing Sterling that much. Really, he's been more of like a squad depth player. We've seen him in the cup games. It's not really been any more than that. So I think he's not really had much of a chance to really prove himself, has he? And I get that Saka's always going to be on the right. He's the best player in that position. But obviously right now it's a tough one really to have substitutes really, and to bring in the right players. But yeah, the summer transfer window for me has been poor, and it's okay to admit that we didn't do enough. But I just worry about our squad depth, the lack of options on the bench as well. Because, Trossard, you look at that, you think that's a good substitute, but Jesus, we sort of know if Jesus is going to come on, he's not really going to get us a goal. He's not going to really change it for us because, unfortunately, I don't think he's that level anymore to do that for us. And it's okay to admit that too. But I do think maybe it's time to maybe talk about his future, maybe. But we need a striker so much, and I'm a bit surprised Arsenal haven't really focused on that in the summer. I think we should have definitely done that, and I'm just a bit disappointed that we haven't really. But Gary, Arsenal should have signed Tony or Osherman in the summer. Arsenal have gone backwards. Saka is being wasted. Do you know what I mean? Obviously Saka today obviously didn't have the best game, but I also think he's been here for a while and it's time for him to win some silverware. Like, it's not fair for him to just, he could be here for another 5 years and not win anything, and that wouldn't be fair on him at all. He needs to be, like you said, he needs to win things. It's not really fair on him to be here and not to win stuff. So I completely agree with that. I think he needs to be winning things for Arsenal. And I think there's a lot of players here that deserve to win some silverware as well. I think it's very, very harsh on them to not do that. And I think, Raya as well this season, I've got to say, he's been absolutely amazing. I know defensively we've been a little bit up and down. We've been conceding goals a little bit more than usual. Um, I do feel quite shocked, to be honest with you, with how we conceded that goal against Chelsea. There was so much open space there. Like, we defensively are very good, but there we just honestly switched off. It was quite shocking to me, really, like how poor we were in that position. So I do hope that improves. But I think the attack is my biggest concern right now. That's an area that we're really struggling with at the moment. I think we've got to really find a way to win. Um, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not really going to speak about this right now because, for me, it's very interesting. I just want Arsenal to do well, and I'm just focused on Arsenal. And I'm not really, going to think about anything else. So, I think when it comes to the end of the season, I'll be open to having these discussions. But I've been very up and down with Arteta on his journey, and I really want to see him do well. So I think in time, let's just see. But I'm really hoping things do improve from here. Things need to improve from here, definitely. But I do. I mean, today was poor. I'm not escaping that. I'm not denying that. But I don't think it was our worst performance. I think there were things we could take from that game. There were positives to take. Um, and you just have to focus on them and be happy with them, and knowing that um, we could have got something out of the game, we didn't, which is obviously disappointing. But yeah, the summer transfer window has definitely had a bad impact on the team throughout the season so far, and I'm a bit worried about our future, really. But we have a break now, thankfully. The international break is going to be happening. And yeah, we obviously 23rd November is when we're playing Nottingham Forest, so it's really going to be nice to have like a bit of a break from Arsenal, to be honest. I think as fans we need a little break, to be honest with you, because it's quite hard what we're going through. But yeah, I think as long as I think I think whatever's happened now has happened. I think we need to just pick up our form after. I do want to see a lot of the players get a rest, to be honest with you, because I think they really need it. I mean, Rice definitely needs a rest. I would like to see Saka get a rest too. I think he needs it as well. I think he was limping a bit. I think he's a bit tired, but I don't think Saka's going to get a rest really. Partey obviously is this season. I think he's done very well, and obviously sometimes about this time of the season where he picks up injuries, and I really really think we need to make sure that he keeps that fitness up, and I think he needs to stay at Arsenal and just rest, train a bit. Obviously Odegaard, you know what, I didn't when Odegaard was injured, I was worried, and obviously we managed to deal with it for a little while. But seeing him back in the team, we kind of looked a bit different. Like in our attack, we looked a lot better, and he has been like a big miss for Arsenal this season. And honestly, having him back, he felt like a new signing, and I can't wait to see more of him throughout the season. And yeah, I really think he's gonna be such an important player for us. And I think it's gonna be tough, the title race might be over, but I think we need to fight for some silverware this season. I think with the league, I think we've just really got to try and finish as high as we can. I know it's obviously going to be tough to challenge now. I think for City, I think they're going through a difficult phase as well. Liverpool obviously are on, a lot of form at the moment. They're doing really well, but I think for us, we've got to just be in a position where we can able to get our confidence back, get the goals coming back. I mean, we obviously went to Dubai last season, and before Dubai, this was the same Arsenal we were seeing. And then what happened in Dubai, stayed in Dubai, and then we came back quite different. We looked a lot more free on the pitch. We looked like to enjoy more football. So, um, Yeah, I think something definitely we need to see improvements definitely and change there. Mourinho and California haven't impressed me yet so far. Sterling isn't getting any playing time besides Carabao Cup and lower level Premier League games. I think for me, I'm definitely impressed with California. I think obviously in the attack he's amazing to watch and really do like him. Marino, I think my opinion on Marino at the moment is that I think for me, Partey and Rice will always start. They're our number one. I think he is probably someone you'd bring in as a substitute right now. I think he's someone that can help us with goals. I think defensively, though, I might worry that he gives the ball away or makes some mistakes. But I think right now we do have to give him some credit. The fact he's come from a different league, and with the Premier League, it's a very fast-paced league, and when you're in other leagues, it's a bit more slower. So I think we do have to understand that too and take that into account. So it'd be like Vieira. It took Vieira a while to sort of get into the Arsenal team, get used to that, and obviously it's not really worked out right now. But sometimes it takes players a little longer to adjust. So we do have to sort of understand that as well. Partey and Odegaard aren't going to the national this week, staying at London. Colney, Saka and Rice need to rest not to go to the English national team. Obviously, that's what we'd want to happen, but I don't know if that would really happen, to be honest with you. I definitely think, though, Saka and Rice deserve a rest. I'm not really crazy on the international football, but I think if they can have a rest, I think they should maybe say to the manager about having a rest at Arsenal, training and just for the Premier League is so important for us to win and or to get silverware this season, and we can't really afford any other injuries right now. So I feel like we need to focus on obviously that as well. And hopefully things do get better. Big up, Selim. Big up yourself. Always good to see you in here. Appreciate your kind words of support. You guys also, if you have any questions you want to send in as well, please do. Arsenal questions. Do enjoy chatting with you guys as well. Do make sure, guys, you are liking this video if you're watching this. I know a lot of you watch this off Twitter, so I do appreciate you guys checking out as well. And do subscribe, guys, if you are new here. Big up Rocky. I personally have had enough of Trossard. What are your thoughts, Soph? I mean, I think Trossard is so much better off the bench. Like, I know at the moment it's not really hitting as much as we want him to. I think I'll be honest, I think that moment at the end has probably changed a lot of people's opinions on him. I think people are a bit frustrated that he didn't leave it to Havertz, and I get that because it was a moment where we wouldn't really be having these conversations if that would have gone in. We'd have been very happy. But yeah, I do think Trossard. He's not really a person that could play a whole game and really impact it. Like sometimes he can, but I think he's much better off the bench. I like Trossard a lot. I think he's more of a bench player, to be honest with you. But obviously at the moment he's not. He's struggling a bit of form, I think. But yeah, a good question because I know people online are getting a bit frustrated. I'm getting around with all these international breaks. It's to stop with the season, and I think it hurts. Do you know what? At this moment in time, I need a break from Arsenal. Like, I love you, Arsenal, but I honestly need a break from you right now because you're so stressful. Um, it's just too stressful right now. But I do get your point because it affects the flow of the game. It affects the team because let's say, for example, Arsenal had 5 games and we won all of them and we're doing really great, and it's an international break, and then the players go to play for other teams, and it sort of affects the team when they come back, and it's very difficult to deal with. So I'm with you on that. To be honest with you, I think there's far too many, but I think for us right now, I'm really happy for the international break. Like I don't think we really need one. Like I just feel so physically and mentally a bit drained at the moment because like I said before, we've not won for a very, very long time, and obviously getting back to winning ways is what we need to be doing. So, yeah, it's interesting how many there has been really in November, like October, November time. There's been an awful lot of them, hasn't there? Really. Yeah, Trossard's definitely a super sub. I think we all sort of figured this out when he was sort of playing in Odegaard's role, what role he has in the team, and I think we all know that his best position is being off the bench. And sometimes what I like about Chelsea reminds me of like when Giroud was at Arsenal, he'd come off the bench and you knew he was going to score or change the game in some way. And I think Trossard is that for us. Obviously, at the moment he is struggling a little bit with his form, but I think you sort of know what you're getting from Trossard, which I do really like. Um, so yeah, I think with Trossard, I think we just got to see how the team got on after the international break. I'm really hoping that things do get better for us because obviously right now we've obviously this draw kind of feels like a loss because like Victor said before, it was a must-win game today, and we weren't able to do that, which is obviously a bit of a slap in the face, really. I mean, Chelsea are doing much better this season. They've been very hard to beat, to be honest with you. But I think the bit that's frustrating is that we did have chances. We could have won today, and we had opportunities really to get something out of this game. And there wasn't a lot of chances we had, but this is where it comes in about having a striker because we need a striker really bad. And I just don't think we're going to get on until the summer. Obviously, guys, I didn't really do a video on this, and I think it'd be a good chance to speak about this now. Edu's obviously gone, and obviously that's obviously a big surprise because to me this came out of nowhere, and I'm also thinking to myself, does this change the fact? Is this the club sort of thinking there needs to be changes at the club because the transfer window in the summer for me wasn't good enough, and I think a lot of people are starting to realise this now. I think a lot of people gave the transfer window like a 7 out of 10. I was like, that is not a 7. I'd probably give it a 3 or a 4. And I think maybe the club's starting to be a bit more ruthless with that. And I'm a bit surprised, really. Like, I'm not saying it's all on Edu. I think some of it's on, Arteta as well, because they both sort of decide with the players who to bring in. But that did surprise me, Edu leaving in that role. I am quite surprised at that, to be honest with you. But I think changes are needed to be made at the club, and I think it's okay to have conversations about Arteta maybe when the season's coming to an end. Because if it didn't work out for Arteta, I would genuinely be quite sad because I've seen so much progress being made and we're getting so close to doing it. And it'd be really devastating if he wasn't able to get us over that line. And I really do hope he can. Um, but obviously, the Eddie News did. I was a bit surprised at that, but I also think maybe the club needs a change right now, in that role. So yeah, I'm not too surprised, but I think maybe things happen for a reason, don't they? I'm happy for this international break because we need to work on the fundamentals of the training ground this week. Ball movement, playing movement in midfield, and attack. Yeah, I think it's obviously, like you said, it's not a bad thing that we're having these international breaks right now. I think for us, we need it as fans. Um, so yeah, I think it's obviously not a bad thing, guys. But I think, like you said, it'd be a good chance for the players to have that time to play with each other. If I don't really know which players will be going out. I mean, obviously the ones that do look a bit exhausted that have had injuries recently probably shouldn't go. But obviously it would be a good chance for them to train together. I think with Edu leaving, it has to maybe affect us maybe more than we thought. But who would you like to take on his role? Honestly, like, I actually don't know who I'd pick right now because we're at that stage now where this season things could really turn bad. Like, and I feel like we might see Arteta go this season. Like, I just don't know what to expect really. Like I do really hope it works for Arteta. I'm really hoping that. But obviously Eddie leaving's a big shock. Like, who would you guys want? Because I honestly don't know who we should pick right now because I just think we're at a turning point now, Arsenal, where we need to make the correct decisions, or it could go badly wrong. I mean, it's not going great right now, but it could get worse. So, yeah, I honestly think we're at such a tough point of the season where we need to get these things right. But Eddie leaving wasn't something that I expected. I mean, I think he was here, hasn't it? Wasn't it since 2019 time? I think he sort of joined then. Obviously, he didn't always make the best decisions with the players he brought in, but I think overall he did a pretty decent job. This summer, though, I think if we'd brought the players in that we have, right, and we'd brought a striker in, I think that would have been a good summer. But because we've brought in some players and we've brought in a player that we don't need, like we need a striker. And a lot of people feel like Sterling was a panic buy, and like someone said before, Sterling's not really getting any opportunities. We only see Sterling, in the cup games. He always gets a chance then, and I feel like it's not really fair on him. I mean, I think he's definitely more of a squad player, but I don't think he's really been getting any opportunities. Obviously, when he comes on, he doesn't really get a lot of obviously chances to score or to make a difference because Arteta has brought him on a bit later on in the game, and I think if you bring a player on in like the 80th minute, I think it can be a bit hard for them to really change things. So yeah, I just hope things get better for Sterling as well. We got Rocky, we are just not spending the money. The transfer window was a waste. Yeah. I can't argue with that. I mean, for me, Calafiori was amazing signing, and I can't fault Arteta for that. I do. They did amazing with that. But I think after Calafiori, they should have really thought, we need a striker. We need to get one now. I think that should have been the second, thing. And I know they can't probably do all of the stuff in one window, but you've got to bring in the basic things that are going to really help us. Like, I think on the wing as well, we need more options. And I know Stellan's here and he sort of plays in that position, but he's never really played. We've never really seen him get any chances to play. So it's almost a bit pointless him being here. He's not really going to play much, and he's only on loan, so we're not really making the most out of him really. Um, but yeah, that transfer window, I think it's now starting to affect us, and we're now starting to see how poor it's actually been. Because last season for me, like to this season, we're like a different Arsenal. Like we were just scoring goals for fun back then, and now we can't even do that. Like our attack is a bit disjointed. Like I know we had a stage like this before Dubai, but we're not really able to find ways to come back from this now. But yeah, I just really hope things improve. Like I think people will always ask me, Arteta in, Arteta out, but I just want Arsenal to win. I want us to do well, and I don't think I'm gonna have these conversations right now, guys. At the end of the season, like I'm happy to speak about this because then I'll sort of know how the season's gone. And I do genuinely want Arteta to do well here, but obviously right now we're not really seeing that. And yeah, we had I mean, our start of the season wasn't too bad, and then it's just sort of fallen apart a bit. We're not able to get those wins as well, which is obviously tough. Yes, we do need a striker. It's a must. It's been a must for a very long time. I mean, since Aubameyang left, we've not really ever brought anyone in, and you know, we never replaced him. I mean, Eddie Nketiah's gone, and that was the right decision for him, for us, and we never replaced him either. So we're happy to get rid of players and not replace them. Even like you look at someone like Smith Rowe, like I'm genuinely really happy with him, and whenever he does well, I'm so happy. But he could have made a difference as team at Arsenal. I mean, Neri is another one. For me, like he's young, but I feel like Arteta puts him off. And I think Arteta needs to start him sometimes and give him a chance because he's very good and he's shown that he's capable. I mean, I know some of the goals he scored have been in like a championship team or wherever, but I think he's shown that he is more than good enough to, do well. And I really believe in that kid. I really do like him. I think he's very, very special, brings us a lot to the team as well. Um, so yeah, I just think Neri deserves obviously a chance to do well. And yeah, I really like him a lot. I think he's a very, very special talent, and I think he's someone that deserves more opportunities. And Lewis Skelly is another one. Like I think he'd be a good player to bring in. I'm not saying we have to start these players, but I feel like if we're running out of ideas, why not bring them on in like a 60th minute, give them a chance? Because there has been games this season where Arteta's brought them on around like the 70th minute, 80th minute. I'm thinking we need to make that change instantly because if a team's not going to work, we need to change things up. And I think Arteta's got to be brave, make these decisions, and you go for it because these players could really make a chance. Because I remember a few seasons back, we went through a phase where we were really struggling, and then we brought in Smith Rowe, and then he got us the goals, and things started to change for us for the better. So I think we've got to really give these young players a chance. I really want Arteta to do that now. I think that's the time really. Um, to shine. But I really do value Nwaneri. I think he's a very special player. I think he's just incredible. And yeah, I mean, there has been talks as well about a contract being renewed for him, and I really would love to see that because I think he's amazing. I think he's a very, very great player as well. Who is your player of the match? A good question because I think. Like I know it wasn't our best performance, but I think we can sit here and we can say there was good individual performances. I think if I had to pick, I mean, Martinelli really impressed me today. Like I know he's had chances that he missed, but I also felt like he had a lot. He got that goal which he needed for his confidence, and I felt like he had a lot of pace today on the wing. He was really trying to make things happen, and yeah, I just feel like he was the one that was really trying to make a difference today on the wing. And other players, obviously, Saka was a bit quiet today, which is unusual. Um, but yeah, Martinelli for me was definitely the one that really stood out to me today. Obviously, Raya I thought had a good game. Partey I thought had good moments. Odegaard as well, you could really give him a lot of praise for this game today. I thought he had good moments too, but I think if you really have to pick, I think I've got to go with Martinelli. I think I really hope like this will make him go on and obviously score more goals, and it'd be really good for him to get maybe like 15 goals for the season, because people have been quite harsh on him. I think people's criticism of Martinelli has been a bit over the top. Like, don't get me wrong, Martinelli should be scoring more throughout the season, but I think if you're low in confidence, it's nice to hear positivity from fans really, and to give you that support. So yeah, I'm just really, really hoping, guys, that things get better for Martinelli. But obviously, that goal came at a really, really good time, and that goal was amazing to watch. I could watch that over and over. Um, Hey, so sorry I'm late. Been watching Mando Co. Don't be silly. It's honestly fine. I know everyone goes live at the same time, which it's always an awkward time to go live at this time. But I do enjoy chatting after the game, to be honest with you, because it's really good to do this. And yeah, I'm gonna stay on for about 5 to 10 more minutes, guys. I just thought I'd do a live stream because I always do love chatting about Arsenal. I mean, I know we're not going through the best time at the moment, but it's always love to chat with you all. Sack Arteta title's done. So if it's done, big up to you, big up Kai, hope you're good. Yeah, the title, obviously, I will never say never until it's mathematically impossible, but I do think it's unlikely for it to happen now. I think because we're so far behind. I mean, like people have said, we've not capitalised on the fact that Man City have dropped points, and that's a massive disappointment, really. And I think we need to be making, we need to be doing better when other teams are dropping points. We need to be capitalising on that, because Nottingham Forest dropped points today, and I thought we could really capitalise on that. And obviously, we weren't able to do that today. A draw, isn't the worst result, but we should be getting those 3 points out of this game, which obviously has been very disappointing. Um, so yeah, it's obviously not really the best result for us today. And City always come back at the end. Yeah, exactly. I think that's what our thing is, because we sort of dip in throughout the season, but obviously we don't really do what City can do. We don't have the players they have, which obviously isn't really going to help us at the moment. In a top four race, do you know what? It does feel like it right now. It does feel like we're in a top four race, really. With how we're playing. It felt like, someone tweeted this today, and I thought, yeah, definitely. It felt like a scrap off between top four race, but I think Chelsea are in a top four race, but we shouldn't be in top four race, but I think we really are. Um, which is obviously not ideal. Honestly, so Forest and Chelsea could finish above us. Yeah, I don't even want to think about that. That worries me to think about that, to be honest with you, because we need to we need to be higher than them. Like, fair play if Forest do that, but Chelsea, I hate seeing them finish above us. I just don't like Chelsea. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, if there's any Chelsea fans here, I'm sorry, but they just really annoy me. We shouldn't be on level points of Forest, who finished 17th last season. I mean, as well, you have to give credit to Forest this season for starting off very well and very strong. But for us, it's still not looking good. We can still win the league. We just need to pull our socks up. I think if we want to win the league, we have to hope that Liverpool can drop points. Obviously, we still have to play Liverpool this season. Again at Anfield, we still have to play Man City at our ground. I think, yeah, I think we've played them at the Etihad, I think. So yeah, and they still have to play each other, but we're asking a lot of them. And if we're not willing to pick up our form, and if we're not willing for things to change, then we're not going to improve, and we're out of it, really. But obviously, right now, I'm going to say we're still in it, because if I think, if I'm being honest, like, I don't think it's not in our hands. Like I said, in the full hands right now. But don't get me wrong, guys. Do you remember a few seasons back we were 10 points ahead of Man City? And obviously, it wasn't meant to be with us, but they managed to catch up with 10 points behind us. So it is possible. I do think in January we'd have to bring someone else in, like a difference maker, whether that's a goal scorer or a winger or whoever. It's November, people need to chill out. We've got a captain back and we look better. I think, if I'm being honest, online people have been a lot more negative. Like, I think our performance wasn't our best, but I wouldn't think it was terrible. Oh yeah, so if we got Forest, their club, but I'm few on level with them. Yeah, like we shouldn't be on level with Forest. Like they have improved, and we can give them that credit, but we really should be doing a lot better. And I do agree with that. So if we let's be real, we're not going to Anfield and meeting Liverpool. I mean, like someone said before, if we can pull up our socks and get better, we can. But obviously, it's a big ask, really. Liverpool have had an easy run. I mean, I think it's obviously everyone has different runs, and it's hard for anyone, really. We might beat City in at home, but we ain't beating Liverpool away. I think Liverpool away is always a tough one. I feel like we always can get a draw there, but I think getting a win there is quite a difficult ask. Arsenal have dropped 12 points in 11 games this season, 2 to Brighton, 2 to Man City, and 2 to Liverpool, 3 to Bournemouth, 3 to Newcastle. Sure, I look at that and I think the Brighton one, it's a tough one because Brighton have been amazing this season. Like, I've watched them, I think they've improved so much. But I think we should still be winning that game. Bournemouth, obviously, we should win. Newcastle has always been a tough place for us to go to, though. I think we'll beat City. I'm worried about Liverpool though. Liverpool away, it's always a tough one. It's like one of those games where we just struggle to win at Anfield because I mean the atmosphere there is absolutely amazing. 9 points is too big of a gap, Sophie. We haven't got that mentality to catch up like Man City. I mean, I don't even know if Man City will catch up. Yeah, I'm just reading some of your comments, guys. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with all of them. I think right now 9 to 10 points behind Liverpool seems like a lot. And if we're being honest, do you guys see Liverpool dropping 9 points? Because for me, I don't see that happening. But I do know that anything can happen in football, and people can drop. Players can come out of form. Like things happen. So I think I would say like I wouldn't give up on hope because like Man City managed to catch us, but I think the season's going to have a lot more twists and turns, definitely. But I think if we don't win it again, it'll be quite disappointing, really, because we're getting so close. But I just don't want us to be in the top four race this season. Like, I'd rather us, you know, be in the title race, definitely. That's what we need to be doing. I'm looking forward to 2 weeks of no football and criminal movies. Yeah, it'd be sort of nice to have a little time away from Arsenal with everything going on. It's a stressful fan, to be honest with you. It's a stressful time to be a fan of Arsenal. Always is. We never make anything easy, Arsenal. Big up Oliver, hope you're good. Liverpool ain't dropping points. That's coming from a City fan. For me as a City fan, it's done. I can't see how Arsenal win the league. I think it's not over City, absolutely not. But I think you've got a better chance than us at the moment. Big up George. I can't see us dropping points. I think it's done. We're we're doing amazing in the Champions League too. I think with the Champions League, it's going to be quite tough to win that, to be honest with you, because we can give it a good go, but I don't know how far we can really go in that competition. It'd be interesting to see, what happens there. But like, guys, never give up. Honestly, it's obviously, I think it doesn't feel likely that we can win a league, but I think we've still got a chance. So we need to just find our form after the international break, and really, really hope we can obviously pick our paces up. I mean, the Carabao Cup, we can win that definitely. Um, yeah, and I just really hope things improve because I want silverware this season. We need silverware this season, absolutely. Um, Liverpool had a good spell last season and went off the boil. It's November. It is November, guys, and we must remember that things can change, throughout the season. In January, Liverpool could drop points, but it's a tough one to really think about. Because Elizabeth said smash the like button. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for popping in as well. Appreciate your comment before. But guys, yeah, do like this video if you are watching as well. Would be very much appreciated. Let me just go back to this comment. Very shocked at how Arsenal are on level with my club. I wouldn't take Arteta and Nottingham Forest. I think Nuno's done a better job. Nuno's done a very, very good job actually. Been very impressive to watch. Arsenal must win a domestic cup if Arteta wants to keep his job. Liverpool went ahead 9 points last season. There were only 2, I believe. Liverpool this season on 9 points ahead. Yeah, I think I think last season, yeah, I think they didn't have a great season really, great start really, but I think Liverpool, I have faith in them that they're going to continue this run, and I don't see them dropping a lot. Like they will drop points probably, but I don't think they're going to drop like 10 points or like 7 points. I know we do play them, and we will that'll be tough, but I don't think it's going to be like a lot of points they're going to drop. Hey NS Sports TV, hope you're good. Did you enjoy the game? Let me know your thoughts on the game too. Always lovely to see you in the chat as well. Liverpool could win a Champions League this season or Barcelona. Liverpool have really got a great opportunity this season to win silverware, to be honest with you. I think for us, like you said, Jamie, the domestic cups are the ones we've got to win. Arsenal season for me is, yeah, I mean, if we're talking about the league, then I think it's okay to maybe say it might not be possible. But I think with the cups, like you said, I think we can still win success. It's not the end of the world, but we can win silverware, and we have to win silverware this season. So we've got to go for a league, the Carabao Cup, and yeah, the FA Cup. You know, let's go for it, guys. But the bit that puts me off, and I think can we do it, is our squad depth, and it's very, very hard. I think we're not able to balance out the Champions League, the Premier League, the two trophies, like the two cups, because I don't think we should ever go all out for one competition. Like I like to not just put one egg in a basket, like go for a few of them, because if you put all of your eggs in one basket and it falls apart, then it's sort of a waste of time. So I think it'd be a good opportunity for us to sort of do a few things, not just go for one thing, go for a few things. So yeah, I think we've got to do that. But the domestic cups, we've got to win the season. I think it sort of depends as well. The luck of the draw helps. Getting Preston helped us, and obviously for us, definitely helped. We can beat Crystal Palace. I think we're more than good enough to beat them. Obviously, it depends who we get after that. But I think we can beat City. I think we can beat Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool at the moment do seem like the better team out of Man City and Liverpool, but it's gonna be a tough one, definitely. Um, Season's done for me. When it comes to Premier League, I think we should just focus all of energy on the domestic cups. Yeah, I think we've got to do that. I think as well with the league, we've just got to try and finish as high as we can. But I think the team probably know 10 points away from Liverpool is quite a big gap. Let's be honest, we're not going to win the Champions League. They are harder teams. I think it depends on the look of the draw as well, though, with the Champions League. I think we should go just for a cup double. Yeah, me too. I completely agree with that. And the Champions League table has sucked all the excitement out for it, and can't wait for the knockout stages. Yeah, the Champions League will be tough to win, really. And we can't beat Liverpool, so if you come on at Anfield, we'll never go to Anfield and beat them. Sorry, my camera's been off then. Especially with the atmosphere of all the confidence they have. Yeah, like I don't think anything's possible really. Like I don't think it's likely that we can do it, but I think you've always got to believe that we can do it. And just keep the faith, guys, and hope things can improve for us. Yeah, Anfield's a horrible place for us to go to. It's always been a tough place for us. It's always been a place where we've struggled with the atmosphere. Um, and yeah, I think it's it's always going to be tough, because obviously Liverpool this season are in a great opportunity for us to win the league. I think it helps that us and Man City are not doing good, and we've dropped obviously our form as well. But I think there's still a chance, obviously, that we can win silverware, that good things can happen this season. But yeah, I don't think we should ever think, like, we are a very good team. This team's very good. We're just going through a bit of a poor time, and I think on our best day in the league, we can beat anyone at anywhere, any ground. I'm just going to read through your questions now. We can always rely on the spirit of 89. Yeah, definitely. I love that. Yeah, I mean, I think what I have, some of you guys are asking me questions about Arteta, and I think for me, I'm just going to focus game by game. And I've said at the end of the season that I'll probably do a big video and say my thoughts about him. But obviously, right now, obviously things aren't particularly great, but I'm just trying to keep my opinions to myself. I just want to see how things go because I could be proved wrong, and I'd rather be proved wrong really. I just want us to win silverware. I'd love us to obviously win the league this season, but I don't really know if we're going to do that. But I'm not giving up yet. But I think we should always have hope, guys, because without it, there's no point really. Um, and yeah, let's just really hope we can obviously, win things this season and the league. People have their different opinions about if we can do it, if we can't do it, but the reality is it is still possible. And it might not feel like we are going to do it, but there's still a chance. This team has no spirit. I think the thing is we're facing right now is that our performances, like we're not really seeing a lot of urgency. I know how good this team is when we're at our best. Like they're amazing. They're full of energy, and I'm really thinking with Odegaard back, it could really improve the team with their energy levels and how we play. Because Odegaard's a massive part of our style of play and how we do play. So I'm just really hoping that can obviously improve us and help us. Sophie, the team has given up. I wouldn't say we're giving up because I think obviously our performances now aren't at the level they should be, and we can say that. Like if you look at some of our performances at the start of the season or last season, they were much better than this. And I think for me, we have seen a bit of a drop, but I'd still think the team are fighting. They're just not at the energy levels, or they're not playing how they used to. Um, and yeah, I know you look at other teams. You look at Liverpool; they are doing much better. But Man City obviously going through a bit of a tough time too. I'm sure they'll come back and bounce back as well. But I do think the team. Today I saw positives, and I think if we're seeing positives, there are things to be happy about. I know we needed them 3 points. It wasn't good enough today, but um, there are still things we can appreciate about the team. And yeah, I don't think we've totally given up. I think the team probably know now that the league might be off. But I think as players, you've always got to believe, because if you don't and you sulk about it, it's not really going to change anything. Like, we can't control the results. It's happened now, and we've just got to focus on what we can do next and how we can improve. Um, Look at the way they're performing. They look defeated already. I think a big problem as well for us is that with our squad depth, we don't have players that can bring us this new energy. Because it's like, for example, if we brought Smith Rowe on, I reckon Smith Rowe would bring us a lot of energy, a lot of desire in this team, and he could really improve us. But we've not got young sort of players that could really change that. I know we have Waneri and we have Skelly. We've got these young youth players, but we sort of be nice to bring some talented players as well from other teams as well. Have more of a squad depth, but I think with Waneri, I don't think we see much of him, enough of him really. I would love to see him get more opportunities. Watch your Montessori video earlier. Thank you so much, Phil. Really glad you enjoyed it. I just seen your comments on it now, so I will reply to your comments after the stream has ended. Look at Liverpool's team spirit. Their team looks like they want to get better. Yes, they do, and I think them having a new manager has definitely freshened the team up, definitely. But yeah, I can't deny that at all. I thought we played a lot better to save our captain back. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we definitely improved. Odegaard brought us this different, energy, and he's able to create passes that other players in the team aren't able to do. And you could really see the team looked a lot more refreshed with him in there. Um, so yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think if we didn't have him, I don't know if we would have scored that goal. I don't think things would have happened as much as they did. So yeah, he's definitely been a really positive change for today. Big up PMCC. Our first 11 were fit and firing are a match for everyone in the Premier League for reasons of indiscipline, stupid yellow cards, and injuries. We haven't had the best team out on the pitch. Do you know what? I saw that lineup today and I thought, obviously, Calafiori can come in, but I thought that lineup was probably our best lineup we have. But yeah, I can't think of any other players that you could really put in that position. So I thought that lineup was probably our strongest lineup. And then obviously, if we've not had that lineup enough this season, because like you said before, it's due to injuries, due to stupid red cards that we could have avoided. I know the referees don't help us, but we need to help ourselves. And I just think a lot of that is down to us a little bit. Sort of our mistakes we're making that we need to improve on. But yeah, I think for me, a lot of errors have changed the way we play this season as well. I mean, for example, like Calafiori and Martinelli work really well together, and if he's not on the pitch, it doesn't help Martinelli. But yeah, I think yellow cards. I mean, I was honestly thinking there was going to be a red card today because there's so many errors. There's so. I mean, I think our Chelsea players got more red and yellow cards than us, but it was just a bit of a chaotic game today. Martinelli took his goal well. Was really chuffed for him. Yeah, me too. I really. It's nice to see him, prove people wrong. I mean, as fans, we can have our opinions, but I'm rooting for Martinelli. I really hope he has a good season ahead of him. And I think for me, that goal for him was so important for him to get that, and I felt really, really delighted for him to get back on. The score sheet. And at that moment, I really thought he was going to win us that game, but obviously it wasn't meant to be. But yeah, really hopeful he can get 15, 20 goals this season, probably 15. And obviously, he's our player on the left, that he'll always play in that position. And yeah, I'm really excited for his future, and I hope he can bounce back and continue this form he's on because he's doing really, really well at the moment. And yeah, I'm just really hoping that things can get better for him. Because I react Martinelli a lot. I think he's a very, very special player to have on the team, and I know things might not be um yeah, do really well. So I do really Martinelli is a very, very special player to me. Like when I was at the Preston game, I honestly noticed how hard he really works on that pitch, like off the pitch. I mean, off the ball work is very, very good. Like a lot of people don't pick up on these things, and I think he's so underrated in many ways. But obviously, the goals and the assists are the most important things, and we want to see that this season. And let's just hope things can kick off from here. With Martinelli, but I was really thinking that goal was going to really win us the game. I'm sad it didn't, but obviously, um, yeah, let's just hope for Martinelli's sake it gets better, and I hope he has a good season ahead of him. I've been chatting, guys, for over an hour. It has been a bit of a longer stream today, but I've really enjoyed doing this. I will wrap this up in a few minutes. If you guys have any last questions you want to send in before I press end the stream. But yeah, guys, do like this video as well. Just a reminder, if you are still watching this, and do make sure, obviously, you're subscribing to my channel if you're new here, if you're a new person to this video. Obviously, I really appreciate all of you that have joined this stream today. And I have been a little bit less active this week, but next week I'll be doing more stuff again. But obviously really appreciate you guys tuning in, and just send me some last questions in if you guys have any you want me to answer. Thank you so much, Phil, for popping in. And there's a lot of people doing a lot of streams at this time. It's a very weird time after a game because I know everyone kind of goes live at the same time, and it's obviously a bit of a tough one really. But I always appreciate anyone who tunes into my shows and question when we when we be interviewing Henri. Honestly, I don't think it's probably ever possible. I mean, I don't think he has an email, so I can't really message him on that. I always reach out to people on the email, so yeah, I don't think he has an email, so I don't know if I can do that. But I've got to keep dreaming. Maybe one day that I could do a video of him. But yeah, I do always email people to see if they can come on my channel, and you just never know what's going to happen. So yeah, keep tuned, guys, for guests that I will have on in the future, because honestly, you just never know who will come on your channel, the people you'll interview as well. But a big thank you to all of you for your support. I can see what happen. I'll see what I can do, Phil. But Righty would be an amazing guest on my channel. He's amazing, isn't he? I love. You can't. Everyone loves Righty. He's such an amazing person, such a bubbly character. Obviously, a legend of the club as well. But you never know what happens. But a big thank you to all of you for watching my video tonight. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm sorry we're not speaking on better terms after a win, but it is what it is, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you'll have a wonderful evening too. Please do like this video, do subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.